Peace and love, y'all. It's your brother A.D.V.I.S, and we are back with another installment of more interviews, aka memoirs of our real experiences. And for today's interview, we have the MC from the villainous side of the world. It's the villain's world, Faze the villain. So, as Faze makes his way in here, thank y'all for the support again as usual. And if y'all are interested in learning more about Faze the villain and what he does, please follow Faze the villain, as well as go stream music on all platforms that I know of. Especially I'm streaming right here on Spotify. But remember, again, if you have questions that you would like to ask to during the show and the interview, please feel free to do so. Do not be afraid to ask questions. It adds to the spice of the show, as well as it gives, that more live feel to it because it's live. So thank y'all. So as he's getting in here, I'm just setting everything up. We got the logo going and just playing some stuff. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Looking forward to this. Got to actually see this brother perform a few times, and there's some stuff that he was just killing and was just going in, just doing. So, and again, as I speak and say it, brother himself is here. Let's get this going. Faze the villain in the building. So let's see how this thing works. Yo,
Yo, what up?
what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, bro. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has. Look like you over here getting to some more work.
Yes, sir. Just working on shit, Gotta stay busy.
Dang. And again, y'all, thank y'all for coming in. This is another installment of more interviews, memoirs of our real experiences. And today we have Faze the villain, y'all. So please, if y'all want to know more about this brother and what he does and how he kills it on the mic, because he's a villain, y'all,
Yes,
there's an
sir.
icon up here. You can go and follow on Instagram, as well as go stream Spotify. Go check out the page. Again, I know I say it so much, but the folks that I am getting involved with, you will not be disappointed in what you're hearing. Okay, y'all? Please. As well
Appreciate
as if
that.
y'all have questions, throw them down in there as well too. Questions as the interview goes on. Oh, with that, brother, before we start, is there any questions you have or any concerns or things you want to share with people before we start?
Not that I can think of at the moment. Guess we'll see, toward the end if there's anything
Oh
I can
yeah.
think of. As
Oh
far
yeah,
as
no
right now,
problem. No problem. Don't forget to plug your stuff as well, brother. Okay?
yes, sir.
Either now or either towards the end, all right?
Well, shit. I mean, and anything can be found on entitycollective.com is where
Okay.
pretty much all my music's at. I put it up there before I put it up onto the all the streaming platforms. So yeah, entitycollective.com. ENTITY collective.com.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else?
Sure. Then the Instagram, I guess, like they can just link right here. Phase underscore the villain. That's the same on TikTok too. I'm trying to stay a little active on that too. Just some freestyles and shit on there.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing you body and beats, and you've been posting them over here. Because I will say this, so everybody knows. Do not ask me to make a TikTok. I'm against TikTok. That's just me, my personals. I'm really trying not to even go nowhere near that thing. It's fun to watch on other platforms that I'm on, but I don't want
Yeah.
to get on TikTok. But shouts out to y'all that's on there. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
That shit's addicting. It's just like the reels on this shit. Instagram reels, same thing. Yeah.
I mean, that's social media for you in general, and I'm
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
I have too many as it is, so I don't want to keep
Yeah,
adding in my backpack. But again,
I feel you on
as long
that.
as you know your purpose of how you're using it, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, G. Before we start, man, shoot, how's everything been today, man? How you been?
Good, good. Just been chilling. Today's the weekend, so off work. I'm just kind of chilling at home, working on this stuff here and
Woo!
some other stuff that I've been kind of doing in the background. But yeah, just trying to stay busy. What about you, man? What you been up to?
Similar to you, I got off work, so I've been chilling. I just had a phone call right now with a brother, and yeah, man, I got some stuff in the works that I gotta finish up, man. I got a track I gotta finish this month, and then just more podcasts and more interviews, bro. It just
Yeah,
continues, man. But it's a good thing. I'm glad I'm staying busy.
hell yeah,
So
always.
yeah, bro. All right, man. Appreciate that. So, with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead. We're gonna start this thing and get it going. So, brother, for those who do not know you, for those that need a reminder, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your background?
Well, I grew up in the Valley from the 818, the San Fernando
Mm.
Valley. Yeah, born and raised in Van Nuys. Started up, when I was 12, I want to say I started writing and just, yeah, I don't know, I fell in love with hip hop at an early age. I was like 5 years old and I found a Ice Cube CD, the War and Peace album, the
The
War
war.
album.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I found that one at like 5 years old in my parents' CD stash because Ice Cube used to go to my dad's job all the time. So he would give my dad like free CDs, autographs and shit. And so I found those, put those into my boombox I had in my room, and it just blew up from there. It had the West Side Connection,
man.
Bow Down.
You
Aldona had
said
Bow
your
Down.
what? You said your boombox? Some people even know
Yeah,
the boombox. I'm playing. I'm
stereos,
just playing.
those stereos and shit. Put the CDs, tape, old school.
But
Hell
continue. I'm
yeah, I
sorry.
was like, it's the bump.
Bro, that's what's up. I'm sorry. Continue. I just had to. I just.
Yeah, so yeah, that's like how my introduction to hip hop. And then my mom found those CDs. She said, "What are you listening to?" We took them away. But
Ah.
yeah, parents. But but yeah, man, I've just always been like super into music, and it's always something about rapping that just stood out to me. Like even when I would listen to like going into like rock and like different bands and shit, like I gravitated more toward Linkin Park and like more of that new metal style. Just because like the spitting behind it, the rapping aspect of it is what really called out. And
Whew,
so
Mike Shinoda is a mother freaking beast, and so
oh
is Chester, man.
hell
Ah.
yeah, dude, Mike Shinoda and Ice Cube are the two first reasons that I wanted to rap,
Mm.
hands down. Yeah, Mike Shinoda was the shit. But yeah, I just knew I wanted to rap like since I was a kid, and but once I kind of got into middle school, I started getting into more like it's more like swaggy, like commercialized rap because I was watching music videos, seeing like Ludacris and like a lot of like the Dirty South shit that was coming out at that time.
Yeah.
Jones, that whole time, and like that image, like I fell in love with that, and that's what I wanted to be. Like I saw like that's like
Yeah.
like that's what you look up to, and so like that's what I wanted to be, and that image, I really glamorized that.
Mm.
Then afterward in high school, I started getting into more underground, and I was introduced to Immortal Technique. That song "Dancing with the Devil" was usually everybody's introduction.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Heard that for the first time, and on MySpace actually. You know how MySpace had music on it and all that shit.
Yup.
Heard MySpace, and then from there, I was listening to Immortal Technique, Jedi Mind Tricks, and like pretty much that, like more East Coast based stuff for a while.
That Eye Against Eye album on Jedi Mind Tricks is crazy.
The Eye Against Eye.
Yeah, it's
Was
the
that-
one with the
yeah.
it's the one with I think is the black dude or like a brown dude that's on the front and he's like somewhere in like I don't know if it's a forest but it's like a bluish something background and he's like a little bit red. Yeah, man, that album is crazy.
Dude, most of the albums are fucking sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Army of the
Violence
Pharaohs.
Begets Violence. The Violence Begets Violence is probably one of my favorite ones.
Mm.
The black and white album, where it's just I think it's Vinny Paz in the front with a ski mask
Ski
on.
Mask on. Yeah.
Yeah, that album is fucking. That shit hits. That shit's.
Woo. Okay, so I see. It's interesting. Interesting. Any more, man? Keep going.
Um, I mean, shit. Well, you know what? When I was in high school, I actually played a lot of football. I was like super into sports, so like I kind of took a break from music for a little bit for like 2 years. When I was playing football, and I was playing at Birmingham High School.
Okay.
Yeah, we played a couple city championships with that team. It was pretty.
Mm.
Yeah, man. For a short while, I actually thought, yo, I'm gonna be in the NFL. I had that dream, but then I just getting back into music. I never stopped listening, obviously, but like just getting more and more back into it. I was just like, music.
Mm. Man, okay, okay. And the reason why I like to ask this question a lot too, and then I mean I got a few more stuff. Of course I do. I mean, is because I like to hear where everyone's journey, begin. Because some folks is they just stumbled into it like a couple years ago. Some folks it's been throughout their life, and others it's been a mixture of like I went to it, but then I came off of it for a while, but then I reemerged because I found this other pocket of music or hip hop that I was just like, yo, what is this? So it's
Yeah,
always dope to just hear that because me and you have some very similar beginnings with some of this stuff. I'm not gonna say the Ice Cube and all the other stuff, but some
yeah,
very similar things around in grade school to high school. So that's what's up. That's dope.
yeah, hell
Um,
yeah.
I know you gave some details already about like some inspirations, like as in like really that got you. I know you put Mike Shinoda there, Ice Cube. Um, when did you? I'll say this officially begin creating music and writing rhymes.
That I want to say it's been going on like 7, 8 years now that I actually started taking it serious.
Mm,
So after high school, after I graduated, I went through a short period, like maybe a couple years, that I was just kind of bouncing around job to job, not really knowing what I was gonna do, like seriously,
yeah.
thinking debating whether I wanted to go to school or not. And I ended up going to LA recording school,
Remember, you
and
did say something about that.
and so I learned how to engineer and how to mix and master all my own stuff and pretty much do all my own stuff from home. Uh,
Mm.
there, yeah. I forgot where I was going with that. What was the question?
So when you officially, so when I was saying, when
When
did
I
you officially
officially,
start?
okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So once I learned everything, how to do everything on my own, I just kind of dove into it. And shortly after, I met my boy Space Case. Shout out to
Mm,
him. He's has been producing pretty much. He's produced 90% of my stuff that I have out. It's all him. And once I met with him, that's when we really like sat down and really went hard, and fucking within a few months we put out an 18 track project, which is our first one. We just
woo,
self-titled Unity. And back then it was just me and him. And we were doing shows, getting booked by at the time Young Baka,
okay.
Big Rob, uh couple other ones, 24 Karat Productions. A couple
Ooh, 24
of,
karat. I know 24 karat for sure. Like as in that when you said that, I'm like, okay. I know the other folks. I'm gonna have to do my
yeah.
research, but dang,
Yeah,
okay.
so we were getting booked, and from there we met the homie Intro, Profound Introduction. Shout out to
Oh,
him. And
mm,
once we got him into the group, they went into overdrive. That's when we really like started putting out more, started doing more videos, and just trying to like really get our name out there, doing bigger shows. We opened up for Griselda, Rock Marciano, uh, a lot of big names that all the flyers are there.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's when the pandemic hit. And then
Mm,
yeah, I remember we had a show with, what was it, Velda Wonder
yeah.
and Crime Apple. It was in March of 2020, and we were supposed to perform, and then like that week is when the shutdown happened, and
Yep. The
from there,
16th.
uh, And from there, is, I mean, shit. We all know how that's been.
Oh man, yes. Oh wow. But that's dope. Okay, so it's been about 7 to 8 years, and you've got a plethora of performances as well as music under your belt. Which I'm gonna ask
Oh,
again, bro, because every time, bro, I know you have a whole grip of songs, and especially that one song is so short, bro. Who produced that beat for the boom, like the first songs you always perform on the
that
Chevy Ride It
was
Slowly?
that
That
was
was the
Space Case.
bro.
That was Space Case.
Bro,
Yeah.
that beat is so memorable. It gets stuck in my head, bro. Like I'm not gonna even lie. Like sometimes when I start after a while I start talking to you, bro, like then for some reason the beat will come back in my head for a quick second. And I'm like, yo, why is it? I'm like, dude, that was a really dope beat. And the way you just rhymed over it, bro, like that song, how you always have, like not always, but the times I've seen you performing, you have that as the one of the beginning and starters, bro. It's like you
Yeah.
already set yourself on stage with that commanding presence, and I'm just like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
I like this. Because when I first saw you perform it, I was really like, yo, I want to put my camera down and just watch. But I was over here literally recording, but bro, I, yeah, I randomly just had to throw that in there, man,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
because
Space Case is down. The dude's a monster.
man, shouts out again, like you said earlier. Shouts out to him
Yeah,
for that beat. Thank you for that beat, so he can make that
yeah,
dope
no doubt.
dopeness right there. But with that, brother, because the way I've gotten to see you rock and flow and put your bars and rhymes together, I want to know who are some of your main influences.
Main influences, I want to say, obviously, Mike Shinoda, Ice Cube, and then I want to say Apathy,
Okay,
R. Man, um, A.D.V.I.S. definitely, Immortal Technique, uh,
okay,
and Tech Nine was a huge part for a long. I was listening to Tech Nine
oh,
one time. Yeah. Not so much like his later stuff, but like what was the album called? Angelic, KOD,
okay,
uh, those albums, like that era of Tech Nine. Yeah, I was listening to that a lot.
okay. Oh wow. Yeah, not many times do I hear folks shout out the brother Tech Nine, because man, Tech Nine been in there for a while. This man, I don't even know how many
Yeah.
albums this fool has dropped.
So many, it's insane. Him and E40 are like
Yeah,
they drop album after album after album. It's insane.
got him, E40, um, KRS-One. Who else has a plethora of albums? There's another brother that I've been following in the jazz realm,
Mhm.
jazz hip hop realm. His name is Funky DL. This fool has 20 plus albums out, because he
Uh,
also makes beats too, which his beats is dope as heck as well. But this dude has just a huge catalog as well. But again,
my boy Destruct too.
oh, I just
Destruct?
see, I just met this. I met this truck for the first time at Thought Fest. This is past
Oh, for
Thought
sure.
Fest.
Yeah.
I was rocking the rest in peace the Zombie. I was rocking that shirt, and I think
Uh,
that caught his eye, and we started talking for a quick bit, and then send me some stuff, and then that's when I started seeing everything else on like everybody's platforms. After that, I'm like, oh, so like this truck, no, oh, then I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Then
He
I
does,
went
he does
back and I saw
everybody.
you have a track with. I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
I got a couple. I got a couple
yeah,
tracks with him and another couple that were still in the works. But yeah, that's my boy. Then he's got a
ooh,
rip of music out. He's got a lot.
man, so many dope people. Yeah, yeah. It's like glad people putting so much music out. But then, as me as a listener too, I'm like, dang, you got too much. Where do I start?
I know, right?
But that's super dope. Okay. Um, Along with that, with your main influences, how would you describe your style and flow if people were to ask you? Because if they hear it, they'll get their own interpretation. But how would you describe your style and your flow?
I mean, I guess I would say versatile because
Mm,
the way that I go about it, I feel like I don't really copy the same flow over the next beat, you know? Like I listen to the beat a lot and I try to attack it with the cadence and flow that I feel sounds right for it.
mm,
So I'm not always sounding the same, you know? And I try to keep it that way and I'll try to keep the ears fresh. And
yeah,
um, so yeah, I'd probably say versatile, but definitely in the boom bap like category of shit because I try to keep it wordy.
yeah.
And the definitely in the beats, the style you can hear, it's definitely more into the boom bap. But I mean, I'll rap over anything mostly within reason. My homie tried to send me a Detroit. It's called like a Detroit style beat. I guess Detroit drill or
Drill. Yep.
along the
Mm-hmm.
line, something like that. And like I wrote a little something to it, but it's just like it's not me, you know. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah, it's not something that I could release. It's like as like
Yeah.
not my style.
It can be done, but is it something that you feel is at home to you and it's not? And it's
Yeah,
okay. And it's okay.
it feels totally unnatural.
Bruh, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Not just that, not saying that the type of beats and stuff, but like knowing your arena when it comes to you, not just your go-to, but you know where you feel comfortable at when it comes to the style that you're in. Even though you can go outside and mess with any of the different styles that you want, but you know that this is your foundational style, and you work around that. And if you want to go do other stuff, you can.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's up. Yes. Again, y'all, it's versatile flow with that boom bap. Y'all know y'all love that boom bap, that golden era. Y'all know y'all do. And some of
Yeah.
y'all be like, I'm tired of hearing boom bap. No, you're not. Because you
No, you're
still
not.
tuning in. Because you still tuning in. So
Exactly.
no, you're not. Um, with that, for those, of course, who do not know you, and I'm curious about it too. Um, why the name Faze the Villain?
Started off as just Faze. It was just Faze. And back when I got the name, so Faze is defined as like to disturb, like to the point of almost like changing your opinion on something.
Mm,
It's like it hits, something that hits hard like that. It phases you.
yeah.
And so that was the inspiration behind the name.
Okay.
And I realized later that there's a gaming team, a clan that's called Faze,
Yes.
spelled the exact same way. And that on top of the fact that there's other phases out there that are they're spelled the same way. There's this,
Hmm.
I want to say from Uganda. I want to say something like that. Yeah, I want to say
Okay.
Uganda.
International Phase.
Yeah, yeah. He's like more of like he's a singer kind of like R&B kind of deal.
Oh.
And yeah, and so whenever I would try to look myself up on like Spotify to see where I fall on the list of phases, he was always the first one. And there was like
Mm,
three phases, and then it was me. And so I was like, I gotta do something about that. And so adding the villain to it sets me, aside from everyone else. And I just, I in a lot of cases, like for example, watching movies and shit, like I always root for the villain.
okay.
My favorite comic book character is Venom. From as far as Marvel goes, it's Venom. That's considered a villain or an
Yeah.
anti, but still a villain.
But still.
Yeah. And so like I always kind of root for the villains. I always think the villains are cooler in movies and like shit like that. And so I just kind of attach that to myself as the villain. Plus I am kind of an asshole outside of this, yeah. So it's kind of fitting.
Now look at now I have the whole the context around it, and it makes it makes a lot of sense, especially at least the beginning, and now I mean now the end instead of the villain. Oh man, that's dope. I know it was just Phase, but was there any other names that you had even prior to Phase?
Yeah, before I was taking like any of it serious, and I was just kind of bullshitting. I went by Shadow
Hmm.
in in the very beginning, and that was a nickname from like late middle school because I like Shadow the Hedgehog.
That's what I was thinking. Right when you said Shadow, the first thing that came to my head was Sonic, and like literally
The villain, of course, you know. So, um,
doing
yeah,
these dark themes, okay? Like this dark themes. All right.
yeah. A lot of my shit's really dark. Not so much like demonic, but I do have a couple tracks. I have a track in my first album that I put out, a solo album, and it's called shit. I'm blanking on the name. They Will Hide. It's called They Will Hide, and
Mm.
um, I took a audio from an exorcism done by a German exorcist,
Okay.
and I took the audio from that and I put it in between like the hooks and shit to just add creepiness to the track. It really fit.
Wow. Oh
Uh,
wow. Yeah, we got a lot to going on. And shouts out to everybody that's popping in and out of here again. This is the brother Faze the Villain. If y'all want to check Faze the Villain out, please, if you're on Instagram, you're gonna get to see it a later go to, Faze underscore the villain at this dude. Let him know what's going on, as well as check out stuff out on Spotify and other all streaming platforms, as well as what's the again the
entitycollective.com.
and entitycollective.com if y'all want to hear the catalog of the brother as well too. So yeah, man. Okay. So which in your opinion this is off the cusp because you just said Shadow. So that's why I was just like now it's a whole Sonic thing. Okay, what is one of your favorite Sonic games then? If you was in Sonics like that.
All right, so there was this Sonic game that was I had for Sega Dreamcast.
Mm.
I don't remember the name exactly, but it was a 3D game. It wasn't 2D.
Oh.
Yeah, it was one of the later ones, and it was dope. Like you had to go around the world, find the Chaos Emeralds and fight, Dr. Eggman, Dr. Robotnik, the typical Sonic game. But it was a huge game because like it was a big world. It was pretty much open world in a sense.
Mm.
So that was probably my favorite game, but I can't remember the name of it right now. If anything, I'll
Dang.
in the comments when I remember.
Oh yeah, it's all good. Because the reason why I was asking, because shouts out to Sonic 2 Adventure Battle, which for me, that is my favorite Sonic game because the music and the soundtracks are incredibly fire. Like
Yeah,
Rouge has such a beautiful soundtrack. The jazz and the horns and everything is sick. Sonic got some crazy guitars behind some of his levels and is freaking
oh,
dope.
yeah.
Knuckles has hip hop. So like all the stuff is just hip hop for Knuckles, and I'm just like, yo, this is sick. So for me, I loved it not only because of the gameplay and how, at least for me, a lot of it was easy to play to get into, but the
Yeah,
soundtrack was killer.
sick.
Okay, yeah. And I played both sides. I played the hero and I played the villain side. So I got to play Dr. Eggman, Rouge, and Shadow. But again, now we know he's a shadow that he emerged from the shadow
Yeah,
to show you
yeah,
that he's a
exactly.
phase. And from that phase, he became Phase the villain. So y'all better watch
Exactly.
out. Oh man.
But yeah, that was my name before Phase. I remember that shit. I have like a couple songs that I put up on YouTube back then that I tried to delete. I tried to take them out, but I ended up deleting the account without deleting the actual videos. So the videos stayed there, and I deleted the email and all that shit. So I can't even go on there to delete it. They're stuck, and I don't want them up there.
Wow.
Yeah, some old fucking tracks that if anybody ever finds them, that shit's gonna be embarrassing.
Again, there's a lot of stuff that you grow over time.
Oh
So
yeah.
yes, I mean it's gonna be a treat for those people because then they're gonna be like, dang, look
Oh
at where he's at now
yeah.
compared
Yeah,
to back where he went. Like, what was this? But it
yeah.
shows
Well, this
It shows because I honestly, I tell a lot of my friends who create, either if it's music or anything else, I tell them not to be afraid to put stuff out, because
Yeah,
the more you get used to that, the more you also get to see not only your progression, so you have a starting point, be like, okay, this is where I started, now this is where I can push forward to, and you can always look back, be some good times, there might be some
yeah,
cringy
yeah,
times, because I will
yeah.
say it now, I
Definitely,
hear some of my stuff.
definitely.
Woo! So there's some songs that only a few of my friends actually have that used to be on older mixtapes, but it's
Yeah,
not out anywhere else because of the fact that they was cringy as heck.
yeah,
But
yeah.
uh, but you gotta
Yeah, I
love it.
struggle with that too. Fucking, there's so many tracks that I had that kind of just sat there for so long because I sat there and I was just kind of afraid to put them out, afraid that there was
Mm,
something missing that as soon as I put it out, I was gonna realize it just wasn't good enough. And I got to the point that was like my whole the last project I put out.
mm.
What did
Public
I just
what? Oh no, that's your single. You said is the
that's
EP?
is the EP? Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Breaking
was
Point.
Breaking Point. That one. There's songs on there that were like a couple years old that I just
Mm.
I was like I don't know about it, um, or like if a feature was just taking too long to send something back, so I sat on that for too long, and in the end I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I can't be afraid. Just told myself that, put it all together, put it out. I was like, fuck it.
There it is, y'all. To all y'all artists and creators and stuff out there, go for it. Don't second guess it. Don't overthink it. If it feels right, let it go. Because what you can do, and I tell y'all this, if you really feel like, oh, now I'm really missed something out, wait 5 years or wait or so in the future, and guess what? You can remaster it. You can come back with a remix. Whole grip other stuff you can do for it. So then you can level up the song from there. So there y'all go.
There's
um,
always options.
exactly. Speaking of, again, putting out music, um, rather if it's not saying feel like it's finished or undone and things of that sort. Um, share with us, what is your writing process?
That so I always have to listen to a beat. There's a few times that I've written a song to like say a beat that I heard like another artist. Like this group called Epidemic. They have
Okay.
a song. I forgot the name off the top of the head, but I really liked the beat, and so I heard it, and rhymes just started kind of coming to my head, and so I just started writing them down. Later on,
Mm,
Space Case gives me the Thrice Holy beat from my Thrice
mm,
Holy, and I had that verse sitting there, and I just looked at it. I was listening to the beat, and I was like, "Hey, this kind of fits." So that became one of the verses. So every song is kind of different. That happened, and then there are other times. Most of the time, I'll listen to the beat
yeah.
and I'll hear the cadence in my head. Like I'll already hear the cadence, and then I just kind of break that down into syllables per line,
Mm,
and I fit in. You know, I think what do I want to say? What am I trying to say? If I'm trying to say anything at all, like a message, or if
yeah.
I'm just going out, then there's less thought behind it. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I break it down into syllables, and then I just kind of fit the words in like a puzzle to what sounds right to me.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm dig that. I just started doing a lot more of the little syllable play and using a lot of scatting. Just like what people might think say is mumbling to figure out a cadence and flow if I want to change it and switch it up,
Yeah,
or I'm gonna keep it consistent, or just like, okay, man, thank you for sharing that. On
no,
top of that, bro, how do you get into the mode of music? Because I know sometimes this could be hard because like sometimes it's just sporadic. You just feel it and you get up there. Or there's times where you're like, yo, I got this deadline, like I put on myself and I said I was gonna put this out at this time. Like, how do you get yourself into that mode to either write or even just listen to a track?
honestly, it just kind of has to come to me. If I find if I start trying to like force it, like if I give myself a deadline and I'm like starting, I'm almost to that date, and I know I haven't done shit. like I'll try to force it, and sometimes it doesn't come out right. I have to feel it, you know. It just has to be in the moment, and it's really random, you know.
Mm.
I could be having a really good day, and I'll have writer's block, you know.
Mm.
And then and other days, I'm just something will just come to me randomly, and I'll just start writing it down. And other days, you know, I'm having a bad day, and me being in that anger is what fuels being able to write, and just, you know, that day just keep going and going, just because it's being fueled by the bullshit that, you know, whatever I had to go through that day.
Mm.
So it really is kind of random, and a lot of it is kind of emotion based. So like I have to feel in the mood to write, whether I'm angry, sad, happy, whatever it is at the moment. If I feel like writing and rhymes are coming to me,
Yeah.
start writing, and it'll just come out.
I'm there with you. I feel you. I'm using a method of that, as well as I've been tricking myself into like writing, and like I'll sit there like just like be in that space, so then it literally induces that feeling. But then at the same time, I'm with you on that, brother. I've learned a number of different ways to, again, begin writing, but then go with your same sentiment of not forcing it. I've gotten to the point where I'm not forcing anything that I'm writing. I still might have a deadline, but then I also have a mindset from the last project I dropped where I literally, in your particular case, you've went through writer's block, or you can go through having writer's block. I got to a point where I'm able to get beyond that. There's no writer's block for me anymore because of the fact of like just ways that I found to work for me. Again, that's why I wanted to ask, because people might have very similar, setups with you. If not, just so people can and other artists can hear, oh shoot, okay, so this is another way to write. Oh, sometimes this might work. All right, sometimes this might not.
Yeah,
So just hearing it from somebody
yeah,
else also helps.
yeah. What really, I saw an interview that with Rakim that stood
Mm,
out to me. He said that something along the lines of once he feels like he's kind of hitting a writer's block, and he feels like he's getting kind of weak with the rhymes,
yeah.
then he'll put the pen down and just stop writing and just go out and live his life until something comes to him again.
Mm,
And then, you know, right back into the lab. And so like that really stood out to me, because it's like, if the God is doing it that
yeah.
way, you know, like I can't force it. I can't force it. I can't bring myself to do it.
Yes. Shout
It just
out to
doesn't. I'm
Rakim.
happy with the result if I do, you know.
Yes. Mm. Take that down, y'all. Write those notes. Get it all in there. Speaking of you bringing up some MCs, the God, and a few other freaking folks, got a scenario for you, my man.
All
All
right.
right. So you end up in a cipher with 6 legendary MCs. Who are those MCs, and what do you spit?
Legendary MCs. All
Yes,
right. So if
or I
I'm in a
mean, in your perspective, what legendary is,
yeah. All right. So I guess in that cipher it would be sick jacking,
Oh, okay.
um, apathy,
Okay.
RA,
All right.
uh, Pharaoh Monch,
Say it again, bro.
Pharaoh fucking Monch,
Man.
um, Cool G Rap,
Okay. You got one more.
one more. It's a toss up between Nas and Rakim.
Mm.
I'll go with Nas.
And again, all love to all, of course, all the legends that
Of
this
course,
is
of
these are just
course.
scenarios. This doesn't mean, oh, this is his top 6 or anything in particular, that sort. Okay. This is just a scenario.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So any
As far as
future
what I'm
collabs,
spitting,
any future collabs with y'all, he's here.
shit, let's make it happen.
Yes.
So as far as what I'm spitting, like, what do you mean? Like, what kind of
So
bar?
yeah, so whether if it's a freestyle, written, or a mixture of both. So like, what are you bringing to the cipher?
I'm like, all right, so the way my head works, if I'm not doing one that's completely written,
Yeah.
I like I can't go off of the top of the head and then throw in some already written verses. I don't know. I can't make the connection like that. If I'm going off the top, it's just gonna stay like that the whole way. I'm very hit or
Mm,
miss. Like it's just gonna stay like that the whole way. If I'm doing something that's written, like that's how it's gonna be the whole 16 or whatever, however
okay.
many bars it is, you know.
Okay.
No, just I can't
I would
do
say,
the I'm impressed with people that can do that shit, you know. They can go back and forth off the top and then and still remember a verse that they wrote because I have so much shit written. It's
yeah.
like I can't break it down to like these 4 bars are gonna fit into this flow that I'm spitting on that moment. Like I can't
Yeah.
think about stuff. I don't know, too much weed or something, but smoke too goddamn much.
You're a villain, man. You gotta come in there,
Yes,
causing
sir.
some havoc and some damage. Man,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm with you on that. I'm literally not the best. He say Avis can't. I seen it. What? My G? Alright, bro, bro, much love to you, and we gonna literally get into this. Oh, you sent it. Okay. I gotta figure out what you sent though. It's gonna be something probably crazy, but okay. Um, yeah, shouts out to the brother Faze Fair. He was on here before too. Is another dope MC as well as a dope poet who mixes those both worlds together. So shouts out to him.
So,
Shouts out to the brother, man. Um, yeah, man, it's an interesting skill to have. That's why I wanted to end up, seeing because I'm getting to see some people who can transition and be able to do a mixture of both because I got to ask, shouts out to Marlon D. I asked Marlon D about what was that difference because a lot of his stuff I was seeing, it had said freestyle by it. And then I learned a little history from him of like literally freestyle in that particular case of what he was putting by his songs was these were beats that were not his. And this was just something he wrote and written to it. And then, of course, the
yeah,
whole written, free verse versus like what a freestyle. So, like, it's all mixed in there. But ultimately, you bring your sauce to the table or you bring your sauce to the cipher and it gets mixed in there and if it goes it goes,
yeah.
but I'm with
Exactly.
that. It's like, yeah, we either freestyling or we just doing written. Okay, it's all good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shoot, I'm with it. All right, now I'm gonna switch over because I gave you a scenario. Let's go ahead and switch over to some, I call them fun questions. Some folks may not find it fun, but again, hey, fun questions. And
Fun question.
thank you, Faze. I'm literally that's my essence, man. I love freestyle. It's something more than just the art itself. It's something so much deeper. But I just started off kicking that because I was tired. I didn't want to write. That was me. I was lazy. I didn't feel like writing. So if I felt like I had a song in me, I'm freestyling that joint. And that was just me. But I've come now. Yeah, I've come now. If y'all listen to stuff now, like I'm almost there where I got the balance. My freestyles is still a little bit more than my writing, but my writing's gotten a lot better.
That's what's up.
Which in the future, we definitely not nah, but in the future we gonna work on some stuff though. We
Oh hell
got
yeah.
to. We definitely
Hey,
got to. But with these fun questions, everyone in the comments, if y'all here too, again, this is Faze the Villain. Please go check out Faze the Villain everywhere that you can. Yes, I'm gonna keep plugging stuff like this because guess what? This is all about him right now, okay? Like, please go check this brothers out wherever you can. Follow on Instagram at Faze underscore the villain. And everything else, please just go there because then you'll get the links to the websites and Spotify, all of those things, all those lovely things. Um, but y'all can also join in with these questions. If you have questions of your own, please throw them down in the comments. So I'm gonna be throwing these questions out here. Y'all can answer them as well. If you don't want to, it's all good. Don't get mad at me when there's a question you just like, oh, well, now you talk about me. No, I'm not. That's you. Okay, you responded. But again, I'm just playing. All right. With that, the first thing I always like to do, I like to ask a would you rather question. So I got a would you rather question. So listen in, brother. All right, because this is gonna be long. So listen. All right. Would you rather have the power to persuade anyone, but would lose an hour of sleep for each person, or be a normal person, quote unquote, but with the skills to solve world issues?
Repeat the first one again.
So the first one is to have the power to persuade anyone. So that means you literally, whatever you end up saying, you find some ways to sell them on whatever it is. If it's telling Putin to stop doing what he's doing right now, literally you be able to end up doing something like that. But if you persuade 10 people, that means you lose 10 hours of sleep.
You know what? I'm selfish. I'll go with the persuading people. I'll persuade one person. I'll only lose the 1 hour of sleep. Persuade Elon Musk to give me half his money.
Again, with great power comes great responsibility, y'all. So, hey, whatever. Again, these are all just would you rathers and scenarios. So, for sure. Good. He said, normal person solving issues is my answer. I'm with that. I'm not losing sleep, period. I feel that. I feel that. Sleep is precious. But look, at the end of the day,
Love
this
your
is all.
sleep.
Love your sleep. But see, look, that means you don't have to persuade anybody. Maybe you already have it naturally. So then you save your sleep. You get your beauty sleep, all of that.
There you
go. Next thing. 4 items you can't leave the house without.
That'll be my phone, my keys, my wallet, and my dignity. I don't know.
Yeah, he not trying to come out here wearing half pajamas, you know, looking like wherever he just rolled up out of the other side of the bed. So I'm with that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I look somewhat presentable when you leave the house.
Got you. Say, if you take half Elon's money, you be in debt.
Is that you? Or what?
Jay, I don't know. You be in debt. If you take half his money, what, because of taxes or something? There's tax write-offs, but that doesn't mean he wouldn't know what to do with it. He could persuade anybody, so that means he ain't gonna even be in debt.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'll persuade the IRS not to take shit. Look the other way. Look the other way, tax man, Uncle Sam.
Boom. Oh man, see, I love this. This is dope. Now the last thing I got from you, it's another scenario, and then we'll jump back into the rest of the questions. And before I do that, brother, I want to say again, thank you for coming on and taking the time to come do this. Because to me, time is such a precious thing. And when folks give over their time, that not only shows the respect, but it also shows, you know, the love and things of that sort that, you know, is happening. So thank you for coming on and having the time to be here with me to interview you.
Hey, of course, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man.
Getting me that one, get my voice up.
All good, brother. All good. That's what it's here for, man. So anybody too later on, and y'all part of the connections, y'all been interviewed or you're looking to get interviewed, please jump on, and then network after that is open. You get to experience and see all these dope individuals, from MCs to visual artists to poets to even authors. So why not?
Dope.
But with the scenario, and then we're gonna see what Jay Vapor is talking about over here. If you had the chance to see how your future would turn out, but would have to go through more struggles than pictured. So you already see what your future is, but then when you come back, maybe saw that you went through some struggle, but now this time, since you know you're going to go through a lot more than what you previously got.
Right.
Would you take a look? And what would you want to see if you do take a look?
What I would want to see is honestly just me being happy with my girl and her kids. Just a happy life, really. But I wouldn't want to look. I would not want to. Knowing that my struggle is gonna be even more, like I struggle enough as it is. I got enough stress on my plate as it is. I got enough shit going on.
Mm,
I don't think I would want to look. I wouldn't.
I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
That's hey, that's real, y'all. That's real, man. Appreciate that answer. That's mad real. And but with that, yeah, that was all the fun questions I had. Quote unquote fun. Some people be like, man, it was too deep, whatever. Thank y'all for always participating as well. Too, I see y'all in here. And then Jay Vapor has said, nah, Elon don't got as much as Jeff. So that's what he's talking about. So he's saying, go for the person who got the most. That's what he's trying to end up saying in some way, or they're trying to say in some way. Oh man, but yeah, that's definitely a thought for y'all to think about. Okay. You don't know what it holds, and if you want to see what it holds, because you know what it holds, that means you're gonna complicate things even more because you're gonna try to get to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's wisdom in not knowing.
Exactly.
All right. Speaking of that, we're getting to, I'm not gonna say the main portion, but one of the highlighted things on the flyer, which is a picture of cars. People are like, what the heck is that? So now, brother, I want you to talk to us about and tell us a bit about your upcoming release, The Closing Chapter.
So the closing chapter, that is a lot of the songs on this project are actually from back when I was in Entity Collective.
Mm,
It's like the last, because we were supposed to put like an album. We were putting an album together, and like what is it, a year and a half into the pandemic, we all split.
mm,
Yeah, the group is no more at this point. Like we're all cool, we never ended on bad terms or any of that. We all still talk, it's all love.
yeah.
But yeah, at that point we split. We had like a good 10 tracks that are just kind of sitting there. And so
Mm,
Older started looking through everything, and after a while I was just like, I gotta put these out. They're still dope as fuck. I can't just leave them like that. And so I just started mixing them, started hitting people up to see to fill in the gaps, get some collab going on it. Um, got a few back. I'm still waiting on a few. I'm trying to set up a date for to book a studio so that I can record a couple of the verses from the homies
mm,
to get this project finished already. But for the most part, it's tracks that I had with my group that I'm just trying to put it out, and that's why it's the closing chapter, because it's closing the chapter in that book that was Entity Collective, and that whole part of my career.
mm.
So yeah, just kind of that's what it is, just kind of closing that chapter. And so just putting out these tracks along with a few other new ones, new collab, new beats, different producers, stuff like that. So it's gonna be a pretty decent like length project.
Okay.
Right
Okay.
now it's 13 tracks. I think I'm maybe in the end it might be 15. Add a couple more in there.
Okay. So y'all look forward to all of that. Any other insights you want to give and not trying to give too much?
Um, I got a couple other things that I've been working on that I put on hold, like because of the pandemic and just other shit getting in the way.
Yeah.
I'm working with another producer. His name is Jim Beam. He's a close homie of mine.
Okay.
And
That name sounds familiar. Somebody's talked about it before.
couple of beats that from the tracks that I perform,
Yeah.
they produced by him.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's two tracks that I always put them on my set list just because the crowd loves them. So,
Wait, which ones
but
are those that he produced?
one of them doesn't have a name yet. It's like we haven't released anything. Like we've been working on this shit, and I live in East LA. He lives in Inglewood, so it's just
Oh,
trying to say
he closer to
that.
me. He closer to me right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's like trying to get the data to roll up and dedicate more time to it. It's kind of hard. We both got, things going on in our adult life and shit, And then I've got another band project that I actually am trying to get back into, bring it, try to pick up back where we left off
Mm.
with the Perm and Space Case also, because Space Case actually has a background in metal.
Oh.
Before he jumped into hip hop, he was a bassist for like a few metal bands, and so his background is started in metal,
Mm.
and so him and the homie Perm, who plays guitar mostly, he's multi instrumentalist, but he plays guitar, and
Mm.
we put together like this new metal kind of Rage Against the Machine meets how could I put it, like Limp Bizkit, but
Oh.
more
Okay.
more more intricate with the rhymes, a little more complex with the rhymes than Fred Durst, but
You know who you just made me think of too, and I don't know, have you listened to, because you noted on Pharaoh Monch.
uh,
So
the
you
13,
do, yeah.
this is tight. That's it. This is fucking dope. Yeah, kind of like that, but
In your
um,
own, with your own flavor and twist.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
definitely in that lane. Definitely in that lane. I'd like to pick that one back up. Like me and the homies, we haven't we haven't worked on anything as far as that goes for a little while now, and that was mostly because of the pandemic. I just kind of it's also my fault too. I'm really bad with communication. Like,
Mm.
uh, uh, I tend to forget to hit the homie up from time to time to say what's up. So I'll go like weeks sometimes without talking to somebody, but once we talk, it's like, nothing ever happened. We pick up where we left off. So
Yep.
usually that's cool. But I know I have that issue and I need to work on that. I do need to talk to people more. I need to communicate more.
Look at that, y'all, man. Shoot, even though he may be considered a villain at times, even the villain knows how to take accountability. Come on, y'all, and awareness, man. And that's what's up. Because it's I get it. A lot of us, again, either we're adulting, we have our own, stresses in life compounded on top of this pandemic that been hitting everybody like a pan, and just really trying to make sure that you're all right before you even get to reach out and send that to ask other people if they are right. Because that's like
Yeah,
asking, that would be like me talking about, yo, man, do you want some water? And I have a hole in my cup and I can't even fill my own cup of water up. I ain't even got none. So I'm with that and
yeah,
say communication is key. Yes, it is. It is.
yes, it is.
That's how relationships continue to grow. It's key. Eh.
That's my girl, by the way.
I had a feeling.
That's my girl.
Yeah. Shouts out to Miss Villain over here. Lady
Lady.
Villain in the building. But yes, brother. Okay, man. So you gave us that and you already said the significance. Boom. Um, you can share this with us if you want to, just cause. But because I know it's not out yet, but this is a question I always like to ask just to have a frame of reference, is, or at least for people to even have a frame of reference, is
Mm.
when it does releases, um, what is one message from the project that you want your listeners to get or know?
Uh, it's a hard one for this project, just because it's kind of like there's not a real like set message behind it, but I guess um one would be all good things come to an end. Most good things come to an end. I don't want to say all good things, but
Mm,
most cases, things come to an end. Um, and you just have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with closing a chapter, no pun intended,
mm,
closing life and moving on to the next. You just kind of have to be okay with that. Sometimes it's out of your control. And there's nothing you can do to set it back, and you just kind of got to roll with the punches and keep moving and just keep trying to improve yourself.
mm. Word. Multiple words. It's an MC. That's what he does. Again, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's what. Not gonna end up saying that was something that I had in mind because of how you have the closing chapter. So I was thinking it was one of the messages from out of those. Because again, we gonna get those folks who might listen to it and like dissect and be like, "Yo, no, actually on this track, he was actually talking about how the spaces together went." You never know. You get those
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
folks. Like I mean, it was just dope.
everybody's got their own. Yeah,
hmm Whatever someone can take from it, and it helps to either put them in a good space or it help them build or figure something out, then it's done its job.
yeah, exactly.
Yes. It went thrice holy. Okay.
Yeah.
I tried, y'all. I tried. Um with that, brother, man, shoot, I'm looking forward to that. I'm not gonna say, yo, give us a date. Don't want to put anything or any such out there on you like that.
Yeah, I don't have
We
one
ain't do
yet.
that. We're not gonna do that at all. But definitely gonna be looking out for that when that happens, brother. Like, and that's what's up, man.
It'll definitely
Really,
be
really,
this year. Definitely this year.
definitely this year. That's the date, y'all. Definitely this year. All right. Now putting that to the side, alongside you being an artist and an MC, um, what other passions do you have? So things that you do outside of MCing.
Cooking, actually.
Hmm.
Good. Yeah, mostly barbecuing. Barbecuing is really like my passion. I
Okay.
gotta, yeah. I got into over the pandemic. I got into smoking meats.
Hmm.
Like I smoke. My girl gave me a smoker for Christmas, and so I've been smoking briskets. Tri-tip's my favorite. Tri-tip, tri-tip chicken, ribs, like anything meat. I love smoking meat.
Man. Okay. Okay. Are
I started
you?
a business too, actually.
You started what?
I'm trying to start a barbecue business right now. I'm in the process. That's one of the things I'm doing outside of this. Trying to
Uh
start a barbecue
oh.
business.
Y'all. And look at Jay. Jay's look at smoke brisket. Yeah.
Uh,
I can respect it. I respect the grind. Me, yeah, my food habits has changed, so I'm not on that wave, but y'all enjoy it for me. Okay. Do you have a name?
it's smoked phases California style barbecue,
It sounds like it's already a place.
right?
Bro, it sounds like it's a place already. Oh man. K Linda said his meat, no pun intended, is on point. No pun intended, okay, yo.
Italian man.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you said Italian?
The Italian hand.
Yes. Man, but that's dope. Okay, man. So we got the
Yeah,
cookiness up in there. You a chef? Okay, Mister
yeah,
Chefing it up,
a little bit yeah.
man. See, look, man. But like, even though I'm not, that's dude. That's so inspirational, man. Like, no shots to any folks on here before. I know some people are like, man, dang, like I really don't do much outside of that. So like, hearing folks like, yeah, man, shoot, I'm gonna be starting a business doing this. I'm like, yo, hey, that's sick. Man, that is sick. That is super dope.
Appreciate that.
Man, anything else, bro? Besides, I know you over here, a maestro on the mic, but then a maestro in the kitchen.
Yes, sir. Aside from that, not like work wise, like nothing really aside from that. I like to play video games. Uh, I'm big on Call of Duty, but at this point, mostly the battle royale they got going on, Warzone. I
Oh,
play,
okay.
I play that shit. I play Warzone, a little bit of Halo, and I'm really into like Lord of the Rings like type stuff. Fucking knights, elves, all that kind of magical shit. So I play Elder Scrolls Online a lot
Okay, see,
too.
okay. I knew. All right, I knew where you was going.
I've been super into that shit lately, taking up a little too much of my time.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, That's pretty much what I do. Music, video games, and cooking.
Okay, nice. Oh, see, look, we got you said we got folks in here. Bad time, good times end up saying I love smoking too, and then bad times are saying Action Bronson is who you is. Is Action Bronson? You think Action Bronson? Hey, bro, that's what's up. I knew you was gonna say it too, Faze. And he's Faze said right now. He said, "See me in Warzone." He's like, you gonna catch a cap right now, man, in Warzone. And then I was waiting for literally because you had said Elder Scrolls. I already knew he was going to talk about Elden Ring because that game done came out and so many people are on this right now, bro.
I want to get it, but I'm hearing this shit is like crazy hard because it's made by the same people that did Dark Souls, right? So yeah,
Yes.
it's just crazy hard. So I want to get it though. I do. It's,
I have not even fell into the series yet, but I have a friend who streams on Twitch and he was playing Dark Souls and I was seeing how much of a rough time if you don't have the right setups or anything and stuff like that, it gets crazy. So
yeah, it's
uh,
crazy. A lot of attention to detail on these games nowadays.
yeah, he said, "I got y'all." He said, "Pick it up. It's a goat game." And you getting paid by them to advertise and tell us to go pick up your game?
Right? Sponsored?
Mm-hmm. Phase Fair, sponsored by Elden Ring. Like, nah, like how they be doing. Oh no, what is it? No. What is the other one? What is that game that be doing, bro, on YouTube? Like literally, YouTube content creators they be having in the sponsor, but I forgot the one mobile online game that they always be saying. Raid
Oh,
Shadow Legends.
great, yeah,
Raid.
Shadow Legends. That shit. Yeah, fuck.
Like,
That shit. That's a money laundering app, man.
bro. All of those in-app purchases and literally exchange to play games, like yeah,
Yeah, straight up.
because yeah, folks would be like, "Yo, I want to have all the power-ups, so that means I got to pay like $50, and that means I could just one shot everybody else." All right, for sure, I'm gonna do that. Like nah, man, it's whack. But okay, I'm with that. So yeah, we got an MC, we got a chef, and then we also got a gamer, and that's what's up.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
multiple different outlets, y'all. Which, speaking of that, with all those different outlets, and you can reiterate if it applies to the question or not. Um, how do you deal with stress?
I just like most other guys, just kind of suppress it.
Mm,
You know, I'll smoke. I smoke. I'm more of a smoker than a drinker. I'm not. I've never been big on drinking, so I'll definitely smoke
mm,
when I'm pissed out or angry. Um, honestly, once I start grilling, like that,
yeah,
bringing me a lot of ease, uh, a lot of peace, and like I said, like if in the moment rhymes start coming to me,
yes.
I'll get lost into that, and
Mm,
and then I'm in that zone, and I'm not thinking about what's stressing me out or anything else going on. I'm just kind of in that zone. But if it's something that I feel like it's like really overwhelming, like stressful, a lot of times I'll just keep to myself. I'll just kind of
mm.
sit down and just let it blow over. Um, yeah, I try to keep it like just to myself, just because I know that in my stress I could potentially lash out at anybody,
Mm.
and I don't want to say or do anything that I would regret. So if something's like if I'm really in a bad place, I try to keep to myself.
And that's key, knowing yourself, because nobody else knows you better than yourself. So
Exactly. Yeah.
you know what works for you, and again, important, y'all, to have different outlets, because sometimes one may not work or may not for that space and time, but having multiple, so then you're able to spread that out. Because as much as not only at least this being an issue for men and mostly guys, especially during nowadays, like we're said to show emotions, but then if we do show emotions, then you get shamed or you get looked at as weak and doing all this stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like a back and forth dance with doing those things. It's important. Of course, women can be the same way too, but it's important
Yeah, of
that
course.
we know what our go-tos are and we know how to use them because holding in stress, y'all, it can actually kill you. Be
Oh yeah.
truthful. It actually can. And please get that thing out, because I don't need you over here walking around looking like stink mean or hating on everybody and, just holding in that stuff. And if y'all don't know who Stink Meaner is, y'all need to go watch the Boondocks. Um, but thank you, bro. Thank you for sharing that. And I appreciate you being vulnerable on that too, as well. Like, again, sometimes it can get personal, but I do appreciate you sharing your part
Appreciate
on
you,
that.
man.
Hey, gotta ask, man. I always want to make sure folks is doing well, because I know when I'm in them same spaces, I've appreciated folks either reached out or they even just said a word and at least let them know that they was there, and I appreciated that. With that, having that undergone, and you have your places where you go. Once all of that sides over and subsides, thinking forward, what's your ultimate goal with music, and what do the next 5 years look like to you?
The ultimate goal, I guess, would just be recognition
Mm.
from those deemed as legends. You know, um, I've had Keith Murray give me props. We did a track
Woo!
together. Tumex gave me props on my music. We did a track together. Um,
Where can I hear this track?
the thrice holy remix.
No
It's the Tumex.
wonder. I knew it wasn't
That's
tripping.
Tumex. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the Tumex. And then I'm doing something with Elda Sensei right now. Working on something.
Hey,
So,
bruh.
um, and I guess in a sense I kind of did meet my goal in because these three Razcast too. I actually
Wait, what?
he gave me props. Yeah, I picked him up because I used to do Uber,
Yeah.
and I picked him up, and well, I picked up his date, and then she took us to go pick him up,
Oh.
and when I was Ubering, I would play I have a playlist of like some of my tracks and the Entity Collective shit, and I would play that while I'm driving for you never know who's gonna get in your car,
Exactly.
and so this chick gets in, and then she complimented the music. I told her, oh, that's me, and she goes, oh, you know what, we're actually gonna go pick up Razkaz right now. I was like, no shit. And so he gets into the car. I don't tell him anything. Put the volume up a little bit on the track,
Mm-hmm.
and it was I was playing Oblivion, uh,
Mm.
Thrice Holy off the
Yeah.
Thrice Holy, the second track, Oblivion. I was playing that one, and he stopped me. He goes, hey, who's that on there? Because he's fucking going off.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, that's me. He was like, oh shit, dude, props. And so I got that from Razkaz, and so like in a sense, I've gotten a taste of that of what my goal is. Really, I just want to be acknowledged by the greats, as
That's
as
what's
you
up.
can see. It's just I'm not really looking for much else aside from that. It's the respect.
Man. I mean, and right now, the way that you put it in, you're again, those fruits are coming to fruition, as well as you've put in the work. So I honestly, again, me being the first time, I'm unbiased. Like literally, I didn't know who you was. You jump on the stage and you do your thing, and I know you get off, and I'm like, yo, bro, and you just kind of like, okay, yeah, this dude, whoever. Like, but like as I'm like off of the bat, I was just like, is this some dude I've never met? Because like literally the way you commanded the stage is like, bro, I should have probably been known about this dude. And that's crazy for Razcast, because I know a lot of folks don't give Razcast his respect either. I know I don't know so much of Razcast, but I know this dude is fire as heck. Like,
Oh yeah,
dude is a part of the Four Horsemen. He be doing his soul on ice tracks. He literally be going around bodying stuff. Like
yeah,
one bar that I remember from him, and this is from a track with him and rapper Big Pooh. which is the song is called Eyes Wide Open. Bro,
Uh,
this fool ended up saying something, and off that hard to land straight like a one-armed cat. Like, dude, like what? Like, dude, coming down from bro, like, wait, what? Like, what made you think of like a one-armed cat and trying to land? But like, bro, I know he has sicker stuff, but that like one line
yeah,
always pops out to me.
you could tell he's a fairly intelligent dude in his rhymes, in his lyrics, and the shit that he says, his fucking metaphors and shit. You could tell he's very well versed, very very intelligent, very knowledgeable.
Mm, that's dope, bro. Man, keep that going, man. More of those legendary MCs that y'all was in the cipher. Tap in. Tap
Right?
in. Man. Okay. With that, brother, I got two more questions and then we're done with the interview for today, man. And I appreciate it again of your time. All right. To the main things, man. Next question. What are your thoughts? And I'm gonna break it up in between the two. So first one is, what are your thoughts on taking risk when it comes to whether in your life or in your passions?
You have to. It's 100% a necessity if you really want to be successful in anything, really. You have to be able to take a risk. You have to, but you also can't be impulsive. You've got to kind of have to take calculated risks. And of course, there are those moments where you just really have to go balls out and take the risk and whatever happens happens. But if you're not taking risks, how are you having fun? If you're just trying to live your life in a safe way, take the safe route. Like I haven't heard too many cases where people end up happy after that. A lot of people that go that route usually end up with regret. What if I did this? What if I didn't do this? And it's like you got to take the risk. You got to be okay with falling flat on your face.
Well said, man. That's very honestly, it's close to impossible to not take risks. Reason why I'm saying
Exactly.
that personally is because every day you wake up is a risk. Whether you
Yeah.
walk outside the house is a risk. Literally, you drive your car, eat the food. Not trying to put any juju or whatever out there. It's just
Yeah,
being
bro.
realistic. It's like
Yeah.
anything in what you do, you take a risk. So like, honestly, the only way that you can almost avoid some of that, but you can still also put yourself in even a closer range of that is even if you shelter yourself somewhere in the house. Like, unfortunate for my folks who are germaphobes and like some to an extreme, but they still taking a risk of losing out on not only connections with people, but also the mind, because you know how powerful that can go when you don't have a lot of human interaction due to all of those stuff that happens. But
Oh, yeah. And I mean, we all kind of saw it with the pandemic, with people being like forced to be introverted. People were losing their minds. Like people got way more violent. It
yeah,
seemed. People just kind of lost it. And yeah, you can't be cooped up like that. It fucks with your mind. You gotta get that sun. Gotta have a little interaction with the outside world. It's cool to
very,
be
very
in.
true.
You still gotta have your little sunlight from time to time.
Yes, you gotta breathe. You gotta
Gotta breathe.
be.
Yeah. See something aside from just the four walls you're inside at all times.
Yeah. Nature's calling you. That's all I'm gonna say. That's where we came from, and that's where we're gonna end up going back to as well. So you gotta be able to call into that because this house is not natural. It don't have
Exactly.
sunlight coming through. It's made of concrete. It ain't made of any natural really resources that are mixed and concocted together.
Yeah. Exactly. It's all man-made.
Mm. Think about that. Taking your risk. You every day. I'm just playing. Um.
Hey, take
Thank
some
you for
shrooms.
that.
Go out to the forest.
Ooh, you gonna have
Expand
a
the
trip
mind.
trip.
Hell yeah. A good kind though. Expand the mind.
And shouts out to the brother Expand the Mind too. That
That's
brother be
right. Yeah.
going in too.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Ah,
Shout
that's
out to
too
him.
funny. Oh man. I was gonna say, have y'all done something together? Shoot.
We haven't, but like
Okay.
I know him. I've met him a few times through Destruct.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced me to him, and well, I think I've performed with him a few times, like back when I was doing shows for like Young Baka, and
Mm.
yeah, like back then. I'm pretty sure I've been on the same bill as him a few times, but we never like really interacted until Destruct introduced me to him. We were at a kickback, and yeah, we actually got to talk. And
Yeah.
hey, cool dude, cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he runs around with Project Globe. So for me, it's like,
oh, shit.
especially that's what I've been catching. I mean, again, at this Thought Fest, bro. Like I met so many more people that was around there doing some things, man. Shout outs to MC Wicks as well too. Like people was really holding it down on the stage. But then I got to see
Uh,
Abstract Rue again. I got to see Micah
sick,
9, and then
sick.
literally got the whole like freestyle, not freestyle fellowship because AC alone wasn't there, but literally all of Project Globe was there doing their thing,
That's sick.
and it's still saying F
That's
Tyler
the
Quali.
best.
Oh, the West Coast still, man. Everybody still, whatever Tyler Quali did, man, done pissed everybody off.
Fuck. Yeah,
Because of Red.
I guess he dissed Freestyle Fellowship in the process. Like I guess uh what's his name? Fuck. Two Mex came to defend them, and then they started clashing, and they just went at it hard back and forth. The like accusations toward the end though, like that shit was pretty insane.
Yeah,
Um, like I don't know how much of it like is true,
it's
how much
true.
was proven. It's true. Shit. Yeah, like I never like read into it like that, but all I know is I stopped listening to Pauly's music. But I stopped listening to his music a little while ago. I just felt like,
Likewise.
yeah, he's got very racist, for lack of a better word.
Mm, I feel some of it's been very redundant, and this is not to take away from him because to me he's still one of honestly a legend in the art because of what he's
Yeah,
done,
you
not
can't
only with just black, not
yeah,
only with just only Black Star, but just even his own solo work has been
yeah.
amazing. But
That from him, but
yeah,
it's
always
still
sucks, bro. Where it's just
you know,
that infighting or out fighting, whatever you want to call it, but. To come back to this because it was already on the side. See, they took a risk, and you see what happened. All that started popping off. Um,
yeah.
what are your thoughts on closure when it comes to your life and your passions?
It's one of the hardest things.
Mm.
It is really one of the hardest things, and you don't always get it, you know.
Mm.
So if you're lucky enough to get it, you kind of have to appreciate it for the bittersweet thing that it is, you know, because
Mm.
at least there is that, you know, there's no unanswered questions that were left. You know, you got your closure in whatever, you know, sentiment you may be talking about in whatever instance. But it sucks, but at the same time, it is a good thing.
Man, yes, you are on it with this, man. I swear, y'all not paying attention. My man's is just dropping gems. Pick them up, y'all. Man, ain't that so true, man?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Man, again, that's why you have me thinking because I'm like, dang, now I'm even thinking of situations. I'm like, whoo, you right. Um, last but not least, brother, when it comes to art creation, your life and your own personal views, is it the quality or the quantity?
I'm gonna lean toward quality.
Why is that?
I'm gonna lean toward quality. I feel like anything important should be thought out. You know, like you can't just throw something out for the sake of you know being that guy with so much shit out, and then you know that nobody's. Like, you got fucking 100 songs out, like not one classic. You know, it's like that,
Mm.
I feel like there definitely has to be a balance when it comes to that because you don't want to just sit there and over analyze something because you want it to be quality and
Yeah.
then there's absolutely no quantity. You know, you're not putting out anything. So there has to
Yes.
be a balance, but I really lean more toward the quality and you know looking through it with a what is it, a fine tooth comb and making
Yes.
sure all the details are good before putting something out and anything that you do
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
And I'm so glad again. This is shouts out to every anybody again. This is not the this side is better than the other side. It comes through and it applies in different ways in your life where there might be times where you got to put out a quantity of stuff just so you can get heard or seen or just
Mhm.
for people to understand who you are. And then from there the quality comes in, or it can be vice versa. You've been focused so much on the quality that there's not much of the quantity that's out there. So yes, there's that beautiful balance and dance that has to be created there because ultimately for you to know the other side you would have to have been on that side to know what the other
Yeah,
side is going to be. So
yeah, exactly.
hear that,
You're right.
man.
But yeah, I guess kind of in the beginning, not that you should lean more toward quality quantity, but in the beginning you definitely do want to be like, all right, this is what I got, you know, at least something to put out. But once you're like deeper into your craft, then you definitely, in my opinion, have to lean more toward the quality.
Mm,
From this point on, everything is fucking top notch, you know, at
yes.
least to standard, because you got to be happy with it before anything else.
Yes, and on that journey of putting stuff out and learning yourself, you learn your formula. You learn your writing process. You learn how you're able to craft and create the music that you want to create. And even if you go out there and you take your risk and you jump into a different genre or a different type of style of beat or whatever it may be, or even if not music wise, a different type of art, a different type of, style of cooking, whatever it may end up being, at least you have your basics down and your foundation.
Yeah, exactly.
Big Faze over here, profound
That's my
intro in the
boy.
building.
That's profound intro. That's my dog.
I like how your name is Profound Intro, and we're basically about to close like an outro. So I don't know what's going on, my G. I'm just playing, but shouts out to a Profound Intro in the building, brother. Good to see you up in here, but or good to see you up in here, just regardless.
Yeah.
But with that, my brother, before I close out, two things. One, if you would like to, if you have anything on hand that you wanted to like quickly perform, even as a quick 16 or even 8 bars for the folks, you're more than welcome to do it. You don't have to if you don't want to, okay, to close out with. And then the second thing is, again, please shout out all of your social medias and everything else so that people know where to follow you and to, again, get to experience you.
So, all right, for sure. Social medias, Instagram and TikTok are pretty much all that I'm on that I really pay attention to. So that's Faze underscore the villain. Um, like we said earlier, all the music is on entitycollective.com, all major platforms. Just type in Faze the villain. I'm the first one now. Uh, and I guess look out for fucking Smoke Phases California style barbecue in the near future.
Woo! All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm trying to work on getting into some what is it, farmers markets and like pop ups and shit like that to get started. Just
Mm,
goes and shit, and then
yo, have
so
you tap in, bro? Tap in with Owen because I know he keep on. Well,
he's,
for this.
yeah, he's one of the people I'm talking to, definitely. um, as far as like spitting something, yeah, I could do something. Maybe I could put something on right here.
Okay. All right, y'all. Look at it. And the world premiere. I'm just playing. As the brother puts that on again. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for being here in the interview. Even for those who are watching this on the playback, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you coming to view Faze the Villain and figure out more about who this villain is and why it's a villain's world on this day today, you know, figuring stuff out. But without further ado, I'm gonna let the brother continue doing what he got. I'm gonna let him rock what he has, and then I'm gonna end out the interview and we will be out with an outro.
We got here.
Okay, the higher state. All right, bro.
I'm gonna do backhand.
All right.
Can you hear
Yeah.
it?
Yes, I can. And I like this one. I remember this one.
Yo, I never been so fucking overstressed. Just trying to cope and feel the hope regression. Just trying to hold to any hopeful message. Though I don't accept it. Stubborn in my way, but don't correct it. It's probably best if I start over with an older method. Be progressive, be selective. The only thing that has me pushing forward in this wreckage. Trying to pave the way to make this weapon. Skilled above impressive with intentions to demolish all who step in. I'm
Mm-hmm.
an dog, the motherfucking creature from the Black Lagoon splattering y'all on the walls. You wanna sit and gather your thoughts, redirect your hate to someone who doesn't have the Dragon Ball. Go ahead and laugh it off. In a minute, you'll be backing off. Scared you piss the master off. Sabotage. Any plan you had to be the vagabond. Doesn't matter where you go, I'm back to haunt. I'm a demon, you just a random victim, not a reason for me to be this way, but I'm still reaching levels of anger I never thought I could conceive. But this evil in me is speaking and making me think. Everybody hates me, takes me for a sucker who isn't worthy to be an MC. So I'm sharpening my simple being vegan and ding. Lyrically, I'm killing everything. Don't ever test me. Face the feeling. What's up?
Yes, 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 y'all. Look, look, look. I have to just because. Let me see if my sound is working right now, y'all. Hopefully, we gotta give some claps and we gotta give some of this to the kids. All of this. Hold on. Let me see if we got this, y'all. See, my sounds want to be goofy right now. Let's see if we got it. There we go. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
man, yes.
you little child.
I had to throw it out on you, man. But dang, y'all, that was Faze the Villain, man. Like again, I said, please go check this brother out. You not be disappointed with what you hearing. Um, Much success to you, brother, with everything else that you got going. Is there any shows soon that you performing for or rocking that you want to share with people? And then we out.
Actually, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. March 4th, I'm doing a show with Robles the One.
That's right.
Yeah. I fucking wish I could look at the flyer right now, but I forgot where it's at. I know it's around here. Yeah, you gotta post it on the comments or something. But yeah, I'm doing that show. And I'm also going with Owen and the Do It for Music to the South by Southwest tour.
Yes. Woo.
Yes, New Mexico, Texas, and then a photo shoot in Arizona at the end.
There it is, y'all. Man. But with that, again, brother, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you for your time. Shouts out
Or
to you and keep killing the mic like you do, man. We definitely gonna have, you know, more conversations outside of this to continue on with. Um, but thank y'all again for everyone who's joined in today. This has been the 12th more interviews with the brother Faze the Villain. And before we do leave, y'all don't forget to continue to write your memoirs and experiences to keep growing and sharing your life. But with that, y'all, this has been more interviews, memoirs of our real experiences. We'll catch y'all next time. This will be up. You can watch this later. But thank you again to Faze the Villain. From Faze the Villain, brother
Appreciate you,
Avis.
everybody.
We'll see y'all. Peace and love.